Welcome back. So far, we have covered how to search for colleges, the importance of future planning, and writing memorable essays. This means it's time to figure out how exactly you'll pick your college and major path, and while you're at it, unlock your potential superpower. And it's pretty straightforward. All you need to do is think about how you think. Here's what I mean. Understanding how you think is critical to helping you know what you're good at. Understanding what you're good at can help you pick a field of study. Picking a field of study can eventually help you select a positive ROI major. Understanding how you think can help you pick a positive ROI major at a college that is a good statistical match and emotional fit for you. Unfortunately, most college-bound students and their families don't do all 4 steps, mainly because they don't think about the future after getting into college, only about getting into college. So the best way to do this is to determine if you're a doer or a thinker. How to determine if you're a doer? If you like to be hands-on, such as building things or experimenting, you may be a doer. A doer typically learns by doing tasks and activities rather than first learning about them. Doers like to jump into something before they fully understand the concept, and they are not afraid of failure, which is common with this approach. They learn each time they fail and get closer to the answer with each pass. I like to say that this is failing better. We don't like to fail, but if we are going to fail, we might as well learn something, right? So let's fail better each time so that we can get to the right answer eventually. So you might be a doer if the last time you had to assemble something that required instructions, you were overwhelmed with the instructions within 30 seconds, and then you immediately decided you could assemble it yourself. If this sounds like you, because it sounds like me, you might be more of a doer than a thinker. If you don't think you're a doer, then you may be a thinker if you prefer to think through problems and analyze information before tackling a solution. This means that you learn best by reading, listening, and thinking. Since thinkers dislike failing, they spend more time looking at and analyzing problems from all different angles to avoid mistakes. Thinkers like to arrive at a solution and are sure that the answer they will get will work before they get started. So you might be a thinker if putting something together means laying out the instructions and all the parts, studying the instructions until you understand them, especially how to get to the end and how it looks when it's complete. And when you have everything planned out before you start, you might be much more of a thinker than a doer. Remember, this is an oversimplification of complex behaviors. No one is just one or the other, but kind of a combination of both. And you, like most, will probably adapt your style to different activities. However, it can help you get started down the right path. So once you understand if you're a little bit more predominantly, say, a doer or a thinker or a doer, now it's helpful to understand your doer to thinker ratio. Again, remember, no one's 100% one or the other, but a mix. So the big fancy terms used to describe thinkers and doers are adaptive thinkers and experiential learners. So just so you know that one learning style comes more naturally to you in different situations. And when that's the case, you tend to gravitate towards that style. Knowing how you think and learn can unlock a superpower within you that you can then use in your college search. So in certain situations, your doer to thinker ratio may be higher or lower. Then here are a few examples. When you're studying for an exam, a doer-dominant person may want to focus on practicing sample problems, creating flashcards, finding ways to apply the material directly. Whereas a thinker-dominant person, you may spend more time reading, taking notes, and trying to understand the concepts and theories deeply. During a group project, someone who's a little more doer-dominant may be more inclined to coordinate and delegate tasks and ensure that the final product is polished and complete. Maybe the thinker-dominant person may lead the research on the topic and analyze data and summarize critical insights. So when you're working on a creative project, a doer-dominant person may be more focused on hands-on execution. experimenting with materials and iterating to bring the creative vision to life. Whereas a thinker-dominant person may spend significant time brainstorming ideas, exploring different artistic styles or approaches, and then refining the conceptual vision. Remember, you are not just one or the other, but a blend of each. The difference is what is the ratio for each specific situation. So once you determine if you prefer one style over the other, you can start thinking about the potential fields of study. So what's a field of study? Well, the field of study is the general area that a major would fit into. And the first rule of picking a major is to realize that you aren't making a marriage decision. While you may not want to change and waste time and tuition money, it is unlikely at 17 that you know what you want to do for the rest of your life. It isn't until you get into college and start taking specific classes that you see what you really enjoy or are good at. Once you enter the real world and start your career, you might learn more about yourself and change again. So rather than pick a major right now, pick a field of study. The easiest way to do that is to ask yourself if you like working with people. Maybe you like working with data, or working with things, or possibly working with ideas. Now you know what type of learner you are and what you prefer to work with. From here, you'll have an easier time picking a major. So here is a incomplete but sample list of doer majors: nursing, accounting, culinary arts, graphic design, computer science, automotive technology, business administration, construction management, engineering, specifically mechanical, electrical, and possibly civil. Thinker majors: history, sociology, art history, philosophy, psychology, anthropology, music theory, liberal studies, political science, and English literature. Again, that was just a sample list of some doer majors and some thinker majors. Yes, could there possibly be a doer in one of the thinkers and a thinker in one of the doers? Yes, but it can help give you an idea of where you can start focusing. Tomorrow is day 5, so stay tuned. I will tie all of this information together to help you pick the perfect college. Keep an eye on your inbox.